I'm really, really excited for this. We did this for the first time last year, and we're Spencer. Spencer's here. So Spencer is our reigning winner from last year from HTO. Really, really awesome. And so he's kind of showing off his stuff, and he made it back here again just to kind of intimidate people from up close, which is good. But for this, we're gonna have 6 CEOs that are gonna be coming up on stage here that are gonna be talking about their brands. A couple things before we get into this. So number one, they're gonna have 5 minutes to be able to actually tell their brand story. Some of these brands will talk about numbers, some won't. What I encourage you to do is to really look at, number one, the passion for the brand that they have, but number two, where their niche is within franchising and how they're solving that problem of really evangelizing their brand and kind of, not only carrying that little niche within it, but really owning it, right? Because all these brands have one thing in common. None of them are national brands right now, right? All of them are regional brands that are trying to become national brands, and that's really what this conference is all about. So we have awesome judges that are going to be here today that will be asking questions tomorrow, but for today, you guys are the judges. So everybody that is in the crowd, after this, I'm going to give you all a little link where you guys are going to go and just vote. You guys are going to vote for one person that you happen to like the best, and the 3 people who make it to tomorrow will be under the fire with the judges, Shark Tank style, similar to what you guys see on TV. So, without further ado, I'm going to call up our first contestant, Mr. Ben Woodruff from Woops.
Thank you. Should I go up here? Okay, I'm a little bit nervous. My name is Ben Woodruff. I'm the co-CEO and a partner at Woops Macaroons and Gifting. We're a rapidly emerging franchise brand based out of New York City. In 2012, 4 good friends got together to do a side hustle and did a pop-up shop in Bryant Park's Winter Village. In just 6 weeks, we sold $250,000 worth of French macaroons, and thus spawned the name Woops, We Have a Business. 2013, we garnered a lot of interest from local malls around the New York City area. We started moving into the malls on what's called an RMU, or a mall-issued cart. As the brand grew, we started building our own carts and taking those into the malls. We were actually the first brand to ever do that, and we created a new rental space in the mall, which is now called a TOU, a tenant-owned unit. This has allowed us to be in high-traffic areas for a low rent cost structure of $2,500 to $3,000. From 2013 to 2015, we grew to 7 corporate locations in and around New York City. In 2015, we strategically decided to grow through franchising, and we also filed our first FDD. Later on in 2015, we started building franchise marketing systems. We built a franchise website, we built franchise lead gen systems and sales systems. 2016, we were ready to rock. We signed our first franchise license in mid-2016, and from mid-2016 to 19, we grew to 52 locations nationwide and roughly $15 million in system-wide sales with no outside capital. Then came 2020. We ran into the COVID monster. We were forced to make a lot of very difficult decisions. We shuttered all of our corporate locations. We negotiated our way out of our leases. We let everybody in our entire organization go except for the partnership group. It was an extremely difficult time. We started building a plan to climb our way back out. 2020 was completely 100% about survival. 2021 became about growth and rebuilding and climbing back out. We were hemorrhaging money in 2020, and later that year, during that year, my partners and I started making phone calls. We called every company we could. We started selling our corporate gifting services, which is what we're very good at, and we're proud to say that we were able to get the company back to break even in 2021. We landed what has grown to a $2 million corporate gifting account from a technology company out of Israel, which we're forecasted to grow to $4 million over the next 2 years. Moving into 2020, the growth kept going. We even showed about $250,000 worth of EBITDA in 2022. Currently, 2023, we are growing again through franchising. We improved our unit economics by 1.5x. We signed 2 franchisees in Q1, and we have a full pipeline of candidates for 2023. We estimate to open 8 to 10 locations for 2023. We are forecasting roughly $500K in EBITDA for 2023 as well. And I'll leave you guys with a couple last quick things. We were forced to grow hyper efficiently through COVID. We started sourcing talent overseas. We built an entire marketing team in Bogota, Colombia. We built a finance and accounting team in India. And we run a very cost-effective logistics and distribution team. Our cost structure on our teams corporately is 25 cents on the US dollar. What this has enabled us to do is when we reach 50 locations, or get back to 50 locations, which we're forecasted to do by the end of 2024, we will be at $1 million in EBITDA. At 100 locations, we will be at $7 million in EBITDA. The other thing, and very importantly I'll add, is these cost-effective cost structure and teams that we've built are highly scalable, which makes us a very attractive platform company. And the last statistic I'm very proud of is we are exceeding the royalty margin greatly on our franchise business. The average royalty margin, revenue royalty margin is 50%. At 100 locations, our royalty margin is at 75 to 85%. Sharks, our ask is for $1 million at a $1 million at a $10 million valuation and 10% of our company. $250K will immediately go to fuel franchise development and growth. Historically, our cost per new franchisee acquisition is $7,500. We're converting 1 out of 100 leads at 1%. The other $250K will go to carrying inventory. We've been hamstrung the last 2 years, only being able to buy 1 container at a time due to cash flow constraints. 2 containers at a time will allow us to reduce the macaroon cost. It will allow us to roll out new flavors and go to a subscription-based model to increase overall revenue. Sharks, I can promise you one thing. If you do this deal, Woops will be the sweetest investment you've ever made.
All right. I love that. That was a very good start. So up next, we're going to have Lucas Clarke from Ninja Nation hopping up here. And I think Lucas may have some visuals, I believe. Okay. Without further ado, I have the VP of Ninja Nation, Mr. Lucas Clarke.
Hey, everybody. Thanks, Ben. All right, see if we can get these up, these visuals. Super important. So Ninja Nation, we started off as an indoor arena play space for kids, founded in 2018. We also, in 2018, we launched a mobile unit as part of a marketing plan for getting kids moving, driving traffic to our openings, things like that. That's quickly moved into us growing the franchise concept starting in 2019. We grew to end of 2019, started franchising, quickly awarded 2 franchises before COVID kind of put its kindness onto. Oh, can you hear me now, Red? All right, good. So COVID kind of really sort of slowed things down a little bit, and we were like, all right, we got to figure out a new model for growth. We started growing the franchise concept from the arena side of things, and really, did the video? Yeah. Video kind of speaks to this. So we, at the end of 2021, realized that we needed a smaller investment level. So Ninja Nations to build out are about $1 million. We're like, let's find something a little bit smaller, a little bit more manageable for investors of all ranges. And so what we came up with was the original concept of that Ninja Nation Mobile that we used for a marketing tool for the arenas. We were like, let's build that out as a franchise model. So in 2022, we took Ninja Nation Mobile, which we're going to see here on the video and have it run through. We took that as an opportunity to go out into the marketplace and sell to events. So event-based marketing, we were talking schools, fundraisers, church events. We went into the X Games as well, and really sort of built this model up and thought, this is a great model. It's very simple to operate. You need one person sort of manning the phones and following up on leads, and you have one person in operations, one person who is doing the events and rolling out the courses to the different events. In 2022, we did 83 events in Denver with 2 courses and a staff of 3 people. We were able to generate $325,000 in revenue and $149,000 in profit. So 45% profit margin on a business that was operating essentially 83 days out of the entire year. Our average event is about $4,000 per event. Event promoters, schools, all these different people love what we do because it's a massive course. We've got 140 feet of trussing, obstacles, the iconic warp wall. I don't know if you guys have ever seen American Ninja Warrior. Kids come out of a school or an event or a fundraiser and they freak out. The number of like 5th graders I've seen that just are like, oh my God, and they just have to move. And Josh mentioned earlier today that movement is his medicine. For kids, movement is their medicine as well. And this is an opportunity to bring that to the community and 2 different events, and people will pay you to show up, pay you to bring that amazing energy, as well as run these events for kids and for families and things like that. So we found great success with event planners, both private event planners and large-scale event planners, like people who are doing NASCAR events or who are doing F1 in Austin, things like that. They want something that's kid and family focused to keep people there, keep people like engaged and entertained. And Ninja Nation Mobile is an amazing tool for that. We hit play on this video here. There we go. So to see this thing in action, it's big. It's 12, 14 feet tall. We can scale all the different sizing of the obstacles. It takes about an hour and a half to set up and about an hour and a half to take down 3 people. I've put together myself multiple events. And from a franchise operations standpoint, we have an entire CRM and training platform that goes into that. All the things we've built with the Ninja Nation Arena and the Arena experience, but scaled down to Ninja Nation Mobile. So it allows people, here we go, here's a little video of how it all goes together. But it allows people to go into any space and have a fun and engaging environment for kids. Schools, like I mentioned, schools is a big customer of ours. People are like, oh, schools can't afford this. Schools can't, they don't have any money. It's not true. PTOs find ways to utilize this for fundraisers. School events are about 40% of our business. And then we do events for churches and all kinds of things like that. This is the X Games. X Games hired us to go up to Aspen to do a snow event. This is one of our staff members, Elizabeth, testing out the course here in Colorado, and this was in January. So this is our newest franchise offering as part of the Ninja Nation brand. And from a Shark standpoint, from a Shark Ask, we have been in the brick and mortar space and not necessarily in the service and territory brand space. So kind of getting advice and getting an understanding of how we can best grow and scale this brand with the territories, all across the country that we have the ability to do that. So looking for advice on that and, keeping kids moving and engaging in communities. I think that's my 5 minutes. All right.
Thank you to Lucas from Ninja Nation. All right. So up next, we're going to get into the home service space in just a moment. We're going to get his slides set up. We have Mr. Aaron Harper from Rolling Suds in his very fancy suit. But we're going to give him 1 second. So just talk amongst yourselves and think about if you guys like those 2 the best and just want to disregard the next 4.
And then there's a clicker up there.
I think we're ready. And without further ado, Mr. Aaron Harper, CEO of Rolling Suds.
I don't need that. I got it here. Hello, YoungConference. I'm excited to be here. Before we get started, I've got some presents for the Sharks. I did not see anywhere that bribing wasn't okay, so I went ahead and did that. Today I'm talking to you about the hottest new brand in town, Rolling Suds. We're the power washing professionals. Before I get into Rolling Suds, how do I click to the next one? Is this on? Oh, there I am. All right, awesome, cool. I want to talk about me. The reason that people typically buy into an emerging brand is because of the leadership team. So I want to give you guys a little bit of background on me. I come from the franchising space. I don't come from the power washing space. So I'll give you a quick background. I've been in home services since I started. My niche is boring businesses, super boring businesses, and scaling those boring businesses by hundreds of units and doing it in the responsible way that prioritizes franchisee satisfaction, happiness, and profitability. So started with ChemDry. We put over 200 territories into ChemDry. That got acquired by Belfour Franchise Group. When I got involved with Belfour Franchise Group, they tasked us with scaling and turning them into a home service, kind of like platform company. We took that from 2 brands to 13 brands, 4,700 locations, 55 countries in 3 years. And then the first brand that they acquired after I got involved was a brand called the Patch Boys. The Patch Boys, when we got involved, it was 100 locations, 40 franchisees, 0 management team in place. 5 of them were happy. So we had to rebuild everything, guys. They are like, Aaron, sell this. And I'm like, guys, I don't know if you know this, but like, we don't have anything to sell. We got to fix it first. So this is what we did. We rebuilt the system with a bunch of unhappy franchisees. We put systems in place. We went out and listened to them. By the way, just to paint the picture, this is June of 2020. A lot's happening in June of 2020. So once we figured it out, we sold our first location at the end of 2020. In 24 months, I sold 223 territories, 85 franchisees. Every single one of them opened. Guys, every single one of them. And they opened in the time we said they were going to open by, which was super cool. They all opened with a full-time employee hired and jobs lined up day one back from training. So I decided, Belfour was like, you want to do this again? And I was like, yeah, I do, for me. So I searched for a super boring business to franchise across the country. I looked at trees, dogs, insulation, painting, a couple dozen businesses. Ended up kind of figuring out, all right, what's my checklist? This was my checklist. I wanted a needed service. I wanted something that was niche. I wanted something in a fragmented industry. I wanted something that had a difference in product offering from the competition. I wanted something that had incredible people, non-skilled labor, a good balance of residential and commercial, so a wide open total addressable market, and little competition in the franchise space. Pretty big wish list, right, guys? I found it! Rolling Suds. Met the founders of Rolling Suds in September. 33-year-old power washing business, $2.2 million a year. They were like, we're good at power washing, not franchising. I was like, great, I know nothing about power washing, but I know a lot about franchising. Met them at Springboard. Shout out to Springboard. If you haven't been, go. Great guys, father, son. So needed service. People need to clean buildings. Massive total addressable market. It falls within a niche. We just do power washing, residential and commercial. We've got kind of a proprietary process, recession resistance, 33 years old, and a difference in product offering. So we are power washing 5 stories from the ground. We run the chemicals through and do it a little bit differently, the dilution. We have big box trucks. I took a bunch of consultants on a Discovery Day recently. We did a 3,000 square foot house, 125 square foot deck, so $500 job. We did it in 25 minutes and 34 seconds. High margins, 37%. Non-skilled labor, we can train a monkey to do it. Incredible people behind the brand, 54% residential, 46% commercial. And there is no national leader in power washing. It doesn't exist. We're effectively first to market. All right, so we're gonna do it better this time, just way better. So lead generation programs to ensure leads immediately post-training. We turn on residential and commercial lead gen at training. We have a call center that answers all the calls and books all the appointments. We have recruiting systems to make sure 2 technicians are hired prior to going to training. We do not want power washers to come buy this business. We want people who want to build businesses that become assets, not jobs. This call center is US-based. We have a bookkeeping company that handles all the books for franchisees and a custom-built CRM that automates the entire scheduling process. I built a team. I raised hundreds of thousands of dollars in capital to do this the right way. We have over 50 years of combined experience in franchising, plus the 33 years in power washing. Now, Sharks, why would you invest in home services? Probably the same reason that all the institutional investors are investing in home services. 35% of the transactions in the PE market in the last 12 months, shout out to Jameen, who's here, thank you for letting me use your post, were home services. It's a fragmented industry, which is why so many franchisors are disrupting it. We plan to do what 1-800-GOT-JUNK did to the junk business in the 90s to the power washing industry. There is zero sophistication. We're actually only one of 10 companies in the United States that does over $2 million a year in just doing power washing. Why Rolling Suds? By 2024, we'll be the biggest power washing company in the world. We started franchising in February. We have 5 units. We'll sign up 3 more on Saturday and 4 more next week. I've turned away 15 people who wanted to write checks that were not right. We have an incredible leadership team, access to capital, both intellectual capital and actual capital. Rolling Suds is a franchisee company. We prioritize franchisee satisfaction, happiness, and profitability above everything else. We're a franchisee company. It's super clear what we do. So, Sharks, I implore you to invest in Rolling Suds. Thank you.
All right. Okay. There we go. I like that. So next, we have our next contestant. We have Tatum Cruz, the CEO of the Covery. So we're going to get into the wellness space, folks. So we're going to put up the slides quickly. So give me 1 second. So how do we feel so far, folks? Everybody feeling good? All right. So what I'll talk through first while we're waiting for the slides to go up. With the process we're going to use, as I mentioned before, if you guys were listening, maybe you were, maybe you weren't, we are going to be having you all vote. So we will have our little proprietary YoungConference system that we will be sending to you guys momentarily. I'll read you the little code. All you do is type it in, choose your person, click submit, and that's it. So without further ado, Tatum, I'm walking you up to the stage.
Hi, everyone. Testing the mic here. I'm Tatum Cruz. I'm the CEO of the Covery Wellness Spa. And we are a non-invasive wellness company that differentiates ourselves by not only changing people's lives, but also by focusing on longevity, cellular optimization, and biohealth. So with that, our mission is to support and restore well-being through innovative treatments that help people look, feel, and perform better. Some may ask, how do we do that and how do we make it scalable? Well, we separate our business into 3 different sectors in service categories. The first one is live, which is that longevity, that energy focus to make you feel good every single day. The second service category is glow, which is our aesthetic component to help you look better every single day. And the third component is perform, which is our injury prevention sector to help you perform better every single day. So to talk about some of the therapies that we offer, we have foundational services, which are cryotherapy. It is great for inflammatory disease, stimulating your vagus nerve, giving you that midday pick-me-up. We have infrared sauna, which is incredible for detoxifying the body and reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease. Compression therapy, which helps stimulate circulation. We have red light therapy, salt therapy, pulse electromagnetic frequency therapy, and much more. As we move on, we talk about premium services, which are more of our upscale services most of you have probably heard of. IV therapy is very popular now. We have IV, we do M-Shape Well, which is a magnetic muscle stimulation device, hyperbaric oxygen therapy, NAD, hydrofacials, Balancer Pro for lymphatic drainage, and CryoSkin, which is for fat lipolysis. So, as far as a membership model goes, you have to make this efficient and effective for your franchisees and their consumers in order for them to be successful. With this, we have created a membership model based on foundational therapies and IV memberships. Our premium services are an upsell, but our clients receive discounts in order to purchase them in individual sessions or packages. So, when it comes to staffing, you are going to have RNs on staff. Therefore, this is a medical-based business and there's liability involved. How do we ease that for our franchisee? We partner with an MD who is licensed in all 50 states. He has a team of nurse practitioners and physician's assistants that work directly beneath he or she to provide telemed services, but most importantly, help you navigate through all your state's unique medical laws. So why choose the Covery? I've mentioned the wide-scale offerings that we have amongst all of our modalities, but we also pride ourselves in the flexibility of our model. As a franchisor, we want to set our franchisees up for success. We want them to be passionate about the therapies and the modalities that they put within their respective spa, so that way we can actually bring their vision to life. In addition to that, we focus on an unparalleled customer journey. We take it a step further with top-notch customer service, providing our consumers a platform to create a wellness journey to not only get them where they look, feel, and perform better, but where they are consistent with a day-over-day routine. Throughout that, we provide support every step of the way, throughout signing the initial documents with us, to architectural phase, design, finishing schedule, LOIs, lease negotiations, you name it. As we move through that, we also have a pre-sale phase that we utilize where we work directly with our franchisees to ensure they open the doors with a solid membership base to set them up for success. So now that we've talked about our brand and what the Covery has to offer, we have officially been franchising. February was 1 year. Our first unit opened in 2021, which is a corporate location. We have 7 units currently open. We've sold 67 units in the past 12 months. With an average unit volume of a little over 900,000, a ROI of 33%, and a profit margin of 25%. So with this, I would just like to leave it with the fact of we are focusing our infrastructure on growth to support the franchisees, because we know that if our franchisees are successful, then so are we. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Tatum. Okay, up next, we're going to get into the pet services space with Shaina Denny. Shaina, up next. Yeah, you got slides. So while we get the slides up here, so just to finish, so I'm going to give you guys that code in a second. I want you guys to all write this down, notes, text, whatever you guys need to do, just to make sure that everybody does it. So it's going to be Slido, so SLIDO.com. And Tony, I believe, literally just sent it while I was saying this, which is perfect timing. And then the number is going to be 921-2061. That's 921-2061. So once we are done here, we've got 2 more. You guys will go ahead and vote there. Okay, without further ado, Shaina, I'll let you take it away.
Thanks, Zach. Hey, everyone. How's it going? I'm Shaina Denny, CEO and co-founder of Dogdrop. And at Dogdrop, we're building a tech-first franchise system that you'll love and love to operate in a $120 billion plus industry. But first, I want to talk about how I got here. We all know dog daycare isn't new, but the way we're doing it is. In mid-2017, I moved back to the U.S. after 4 years in China. I ended up going to business school there, falling in love with it, and started working for early-stage companies. After a few years in China, I decided to move back to the U.S. and, of course, thought it was a great idea to get a dog on day one. We literally met at LAX. I thought, how hard could it be? I don't know if anyone has a dog, but I definitely needed support. Let me first tell you about what happened. I was working from home, even ahead of the COVID trend, and my dog was constantly at my knee. I thought, I could get out for a 20-minute walk or so, and after the 20 minutes, my dog kept looking at me. That's it? So I started going to a local dog daycare. One, I had to drive about 15, 20 minutes. God forbid. Then I had to wait in line, hoping someone would be in the lobby. But of course, I missed pickup and drop-off time again. So I was left with a really inconvenient solution, and the service that I was going to, which was a large chain, had absolutely little to zero tech. Then I started asking about my dog. One day I even came to pick my dog up, and they said, "Poppy who?" I'm like, my dog's been there for a couple hours, and they didn't know its name. These were massive facilities. I would look in the back, quite unsanitary, untrained staff, if any, who were highly unmotivated, and a complete lack of transparency and trust. Let's get to my third pain point. It was super inconsistent. I started looking into this and somehow became fixated on this. I started looking at what I thought were maybe the top dog daycare and boarding brands and realized they've been around for 20 plus years and we're barely hitting 200 plus units. I just heard someone hit 15, 20 units in the last 24 months. So why was there no dominating national brand in every market with a service so popular that people can trust and rely on? So I decided to build it, and we did 3 things these players weren't doing. 1, these are convenient and small locations. I'm talking about on the ground floor of your apartment complex. We go off of these small footprints, 1,500 to 3,000 square feet, very manageable, can maintain sanitation, sound mitigation, smell. Oh, and they're so small, we'll be sure that our staff knows your dog's name. They're all easy access so that our customers can rely on us for quick pickup and drop-off services. Everything in between is real-time text updates. We'll respond to you when we have your dog under our care, curbside, made for the modern dog parent. But most of all, we created an entirely new category in pet called Quick Stops. We believe that the Monday through Friday 9 to 5er is just a small portion of the dog daycare industry, and that anyone with a dog can access reliable, quick stop dog daycare. If you're working from home, drop your dog off, conveniently located at the bottom of your apartment complex for around 90 minutes. Oh, and we'll charge you just that, not just half days and full days. Let's get to the quality. Dog daycare is a very highly unregulated industry. I don't need to get into that with big box players or local mom and pop shops, but we make sure that all of our droperators, our dog daycare attendants, go through a 2-week certified training program via Dogdrop so that our pet parents can rely on them. Also, since our locations are smaller, it's fully personalized care. And we offer clean and bright spaces. If you've ever been to a Blue Bottle coffee shop, we have the same design and architect team behind them, so you can imagine a comfortable and safe place for your dog to play. So ultimately, our goal here at Dogdrop is to provide consistent and quality dog care with a 5-star customer experience. How we do that, similar to what a lot of other franchisors try to do, create repeatable operational playbooks, acquisition and retention. Actually, when we opened our first location, we already had 140 founding members on pre-sales without $1 of ad budget spent. We built a really strong brand following. Our social media account probably has double the amount of followers than any of the larger players in the industry. And most importantly, we've built our own tech platform to support all of this. We have an in-house dev team. We raised over $3 million and actually just closed another funding round last Friday. We're backed by Mars Pet Care, CEO of WAG, and other great venture investors. Our entire system is looks for operators that are leaving big tech, want to build their own portfolio, and are focused on our tech-enabled and strong brand. We've created our own customized tools, data, trends, things that are actually useful, and so that you can operate your business out of your pocket. All of our playbooks are digital. You will not find a PDF or Microsoft Word operational manual from us. And we have continuous innovation with our forward advanced investments. Hope, if at least, sharks, that you missed out on our last round of funding, at least you can bring your dog to our stores.
Is this on? Oh, yeah, it is on. Thank you, Shaina. Appreciate it. Okay, so for our last contestant, we're going to go into the Healthy For You food world with Mr. Ryan Thorman, who's going to get his slides set up. So you guys should have all gotten a notification from our app. If you have that, it should be coming through email as well. And again, I also read it off to you. If you guys need me to repeat that when I come back up again, happy to do that. All right, I'm going to hand it over to Ryan. Another Ryan. Cheers, guys.
Thank you. I'm going to... It's on? You hear me? I'm going to switch it up, use the podium a little bit, if possible. Hi, guys. My name is Ryan Thorman. I'm the CEO and co-founder of a fast casual concept called Bango Bowls. This brand was built on positivity and optimism. In order to have a positive outlook on your day, life, and your health, you have to feel good about what you're putting on your body, and it relies on what you put in your body. Enjoying what you eat and how you feel after eating it allows you to build a sustainable positive outlook on your entire day. Everyone in here has had a cheeseburger and fries for lunch. You go back to your desk and you feel like hell. You want to go to sleep. On the opposite side of the coin, you have had a crash diet, you're having 250 calories, you're sitting at your desk and you're absolutely starving, right? That's where Bango Bowls comes in. We put as much emphasis on the flavor of the food as we do on the health benefits of the food. Forgot about this. It is more about making the better choice. It's not about making the perfect choice. And that goes for anything in life. We have a diverse menu for the entire family. We have a strong commitment to flavor and the health benefits, which allow you to have and sustain a healthy lifestyle. As it's been said a few times today, sustaining a healthy lifestyle is about consistency. If you don't like what you're eating, you are not going to consistently come back. Our purpose is better choices for life. Our vision is to be the leading national brand in Better For You. And our mission is fresh, flavorful, fast, and friendly all day and every day. If you execute on the mission, the vision comes to life. A little bit about how we got here. So, 4 lifelong friends, very similar upbringing, very similar childhood, raised on hard work, passion. That's what our parents instilled in us. We did everything together. Went to school, played sports, drank beers, got in trouble for drinking beers, everything. We were inseparable. Our early careers started out a little different. We had 2 restaurateurs, a corporate lawyer, and myself. I worked for LinkedIn in a sales and marketing role. We were diverse backgrounds, but they were definitely complementary. Now, we've been through tough times. We had good times. We even made it through COVID. As we grew with our own families, we realized we couldn't get great taste, health benefits, and variety from one place. With a show of hands here, how many people during the week ask their partner, "What do you want to eat?" and get, "I don't know." Right? That's the real global pandemic, is the I don't know. So I'm not saying that I'm Dr. Fauci or anything, but I created Bango Bowls to solve the problem of I don't know. Our brand and our mission were created by a need that all families have. A diverse menu with tons of flavor that makes you want to kick ass and keep coming back for more. We're a food-first concept. It has to taste great to be on our menu. You'd be surprised by how many large franchises there are that have mediocre food. I'm sure you've had plenty of them. That is not Bango Bowls. The food has to taste great, it has to have high-quality ingredients, and it has to have quality health benefits. If it doesn't pass all those tests, it is not Bango Bowls. Our operation is extremely simple. We operate out of 1,000-square-foot boxes. We do not have cooks. We do not have chefs. We have one singular oven that is like a touchscreen. You could teach anyone to use it. Our model's efficient, and it is built for today's workforce. Build-outs are relatively cheap, between $250,000, $300,000 total, opposed to other restaurant concepts that are close to $1 million or over. We have a hoodless kitchen design that helps that model. We've made large investments in things like our tech stack, which is well advanced for how large we are at this given moment. We are trying to put together what we call a frictionless franchise system. We've invested heavily in training from the corporate team stores and from the franchise system. We want to be able to deliver content directly to you on your phone and to your team members on their phones so they can use that actionable resource. We've partnered with a company called Opus that allows us to build high-level content directly in the phone, so distribution is super easy, or creation is super easy, along with distribution. In order to be an effective trainer, you need to be able to create, and you also need to be able to distribute. If you're going to be a productive franchisor with your franchisees, to be able to support them the right way, you need to hear their problems, have conversations with them, build the solution, deploy the solution, get feedback, and then move forward from there. A little bit about our food. Wanted to show you it, obviously. Our food is as good as it looks. We specialize in salads, poke bowls, grain bowls, acai bowls, avocado toasts, flaninis, and a few things more. Our big differentiator is we are doing more. You go to a lot of salad places, there's a lot of acai bowl places. There's not somebody with a simplified operation like us that can execute on all these things, but provide variety to get rid of that veto vote. For allow everyone in your family to have a different option if you come multiple times throughout the week. As you can see here, our concepts and our builds are beautiful. They're trendy, they're light, they're bright. They speak of that positivity and optimism that I said the brand was built on. We're doing about $915,000 for an AUV per store in 1,000 square feet, so our average sales per square foot is very strong. We were recently put on the 40 for 40 list for QSR, which names the top 40 brands under 40 units. And we are named a fast casual top 20 brand to look for in 2023. I am a very emerging brand. When I say emerging, we got our FDD last week. We are based out of New York. We are getting ready to start selling on June 1st. So Sharks, I am looking for a strategic partner who wants to work with a true emerging brand and get in at the ground level and help me build this to what I know it can be. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ryan. Okay, so what's going to happen next, folks, is that we are going to do a couple things. That Slido thing that you guys got in your messages, and do you guys need me to repeat that again? Okay, it's nods from the crowd. So Slido, so SLIDO.com. And the number, give me 1 second. I need to pull this out. Hope I can just read it. 921-2061. Okay, so when it comes to the voting criteria, because you guys all may be wondering, think about it this way. If you all were to invest in a brand right now, if you were a shark in the crowd right now, which one would you choose? This should be pretty difficult because everybody was really good this time, which was great. So 921-2061. Spencer swept the floor last year, guys. We all know that. Only one. That's it. And don't tell people what you chose because you have to look these people in the eye later. So what we're going to do after this is that we are going to collect this on the back end, and then we are going to announce the top 3 vote getters will be advancing tomorrow to be under the fire with the Sharks. So I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes to do that, and I will come back up here and announce the results once we are done. We are cutting this off in 5 minutes for me to announce them. All right, folks, bring it back up to the front. We are ready to announce the winners. Even though you guys may already know because you can see it on the app, but it's fine. We'll ignore that. Okay, so I'm just going to have to wait. That always works. I would be a good teacher, maybe. Okay, so with the winners, as I kind of mentioned, for tomorrow, we have our judges. Judges, can you guys just raise your hands quickly so people know who you are? All right. So we have 4 judges, and and we will introduce them tomorrow more formally. They've been kind of in camouflage in the audience, kind of taking notes diligently, the old-fashioned way on notepads, just to kind of make sure and figure out who they felt best about. But we wanted to really empower you all here to actually feel like that you were them. I want to give a shout out to Jeff Horst for convincing me of this endeavor because I honestly didn't agree, but I wanted to, I guess we're going to empower the group, and that's okay. Democracy, we like it. The winners, we have 3. So first and foremost, I'm going to do a drum roll. Mr. Aaron Harper of Rolling Suds, you have made it to the next round. All right. Number 2. Drum roll again, please. You have Miss Shaina Denny from Dogdrop making to the next round as well. And I got to figure out the last one because I don't remember. All right. Wait a minute. What? I can't hear or see. Not great. Okay. The last one, drum roll, please, is Mr. Lucas Clarke from Ninja Nation. All right, everybody. So one thing that I want to tell everybody, even though people can probably see it if you actually spent the time to look at it, everybody got at least 10 votes, which I think is really great. In past years, and by that I mean the last time we did this, there were 2 people who got no votes. So I think that this goes to show, number 1, that everybody did an amazing job. I appreciate the contestants for taking this seriously. How many people like this? You feel good about it? This is absolutely coming back again for me. Like, we tweaked it a little bit, and I feel like it worked, and I am happy you guys agree. So contestants, thank you all very, very much for